1. We're the third rock from the Sun. Our home, Earth, is the third planet from the Sun, the fifth largest planet in our solar system, with a radius of 3,959 miles, and the only world known to support an atmosphere with free oxygen, oceans of liquid water on the surface, and life. Earth is one of the 4 terrestrial planets, according to NASA. Like Mercury, Venus, and Mars, it is rocky at the surface. 2. Earth is squashed. Earth is not a perfect sphere, but rather a geoid, which means it bulges at the equator. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, as Earth spins, gravity points toward the center of our planet, assuming for explanation's sake that Earth is a perfect sphere, and a centrifugal force pushes outward. But since this gravity-opposing force acts perpendicular to the axis of Earth, and Earth's axis is tilted, centrifugal force at the equator is not exactly opposed to gravity. 3. The planet has a waistline. Gravity pushes extra masses of water and Earth into a bulge, or spare tire, around our planet. At the equator, the circumference of the globe is 24,901 miles, 40,075 kilometers. Bonus fact, at the equator, you would weigh less than if standing at one of the poles. 4. Earth is on the move. You may feel like you're standing still, but you're constantly moving, fast. Depending on where you are on the globe, you could be spinning with the planet at just over 1,000 miles per hour. People on the equator move the fastest, while someone standing on the North or South Pole would be perfectly still. 5. The planet moves around the Sun. The Earth isn't just spinning. Earth orbits the Sun every 365.25 days, traveling at an average speed of 18.5 miles per second. That's 67,000 miles, 107,826 kilometers per hour. 6. Earth is billions of years old. Researchers calculate the age of the Earth by dating both the oldest rocks on the planet and meteorites that have been discovered on Earth. Meteorites and Earth formed at the same time, when the solar system was forming. Their findings? Scientists estimate that Earth is around 4.54 billion years old, according to the National Center for Science Education. 7. The planet is recycled. The ground you're walking on is recycled. Earth's rock cycle transforms igneous rocks to sedimentary rocks to metamorphic rocks and back again. 8. Our moon quakes. Earth's moon looks rather dead and inactive. But in fact, moonquakes, or earthquakes on the moon, keep things just a bit shaken up. Quakes on the moon are less common and less intense than those that shake Earth. The total seismic energy released by the moon is about 80 times less than that released by Earth, according to the Encyclopedia of Physical Science and Technology. 9. Chile had the largest earthquake. The world's largest earthquake was a magnitude 9.5 in Biobío, Chile on May 22, 1960, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS. 10. The hottest spot is in Libya. The fiery award for Earth's hottest spot goes to El Azizia, Libya, where temperature records from weather stations reveal it hit 136 degrees Fahrenheit, 57.8 degrees Celsius, on September 13, 1922, according to NASA Earth Observatory. There have likely been hotter locations beyond the network of weather stations. 11. The coldest place is in Antarctica. It may come as no surprise that the coldest place on Earth can be found in Antarctica, but the chill factor is somewhat unbelievable. Winter temperatures there can drop below minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 73 degrees Celsius. 12. Antarctica is an extreme continent. The southern continent is a place of extremes. According to the American Museum of Natural History, the Antarctic ice cap contains some 70% of Earth's fresh water and about 90% of its ice. even though it is only the fifth largest continent. 13. There are giant stalagmites. The largest confirmed stalagmite in the world can be found in Cuba in the Cuevo San Martin Infierno, according to the journal Acta Carciologica. This behemoth rises 220 feet, 67.2 meters, tall. 14. There's uneven gravity. Because our globe isn't a perfect sphere, its mass is distributed unevenly. And uneven mass means slightly uneven gravity. Point 1 mysterious gravitational anomaly is in the Hudson Bay of Canada. This area has lower gravity than other regions, and a 2007 study finds that now-melted glaciers are to blame. The slight deformation of the crust explains 25% to 45% of the unusually low gravity. The rest may be explained by a downward drag caused the motion of magma in Earth's mantle, the layer just beneath the crust, researchers reported in the journal Science. 15. The magnetic pole creeps. Earth has a strong magnetic field, similar to a magnet bar, due to the molten iron and nickel in its core, or that's what geophysicists are pretty certain is the cause. This flow of liquid creates electric currents, which, in turn, generate the magnetic field. Since the early 19th century, Earth's magnetic North Pole has been creeping northward by more than 600 miles, 1,100 kilometers, according to NASA scientists. The rate of movement has increased, with the pole migrating northward at about 40 miles, 64 kilometers, per year currently, compared with the 10 miles, 16 kilometers, per year estimated in the 20th century. 16. The pole flip-flops. In fact, over the past 20 million years, our planet has settled into a pattern of a pole reversal about every 200,000 to 300,000 years, according to the journal Nature. As of 2012, however, it has been more than twice that long since the last reversal. These reversals aren't split-second flips, and instead occur over hundreds or thousands of years. During this lengthy stint, the magnetic poles start to wander away from the region around the spin poles, the axis around which our planet spins, and eventually end up switched around, according to Cornell University astronomers. 17. There's a tie for tallest mountain. The title for tallest mountain goes to either Mount Everest or Mauna Kea. The summit of Mount Everest is higher above sea level than the summit of any other mountain, extending some 29,029 feet, 8,848 meters, high, according to the Indian Journal of History of Science. However, when measured from its true base to summit, Mauna Kea takes the prize, measuring a length of about 56,000 feet, 17,170 meters, according to the USGS. 18. Earth once had two moons? Earth may once have had two moons, according to Space.com. A teensy second moon, spanning about 750 miles, 1,200 kilometers, wide, may have orbited Earth before it catastrophically slammed into the other one. This titanic clash may explain why the two sides of the surviving lunar satellite are so different from each other, said scientists in the August 4, 2011 issue of the journal Nature. 19. We may still have a second moon? Some scientists claim Earth still has two moons. According to researchers reporting in the December 20, 2011 issue of the planetary science journal Icarus, a space rock at least 3.3 feet, 1 meter, wide orbits Earth at any given time. They're not always the same rock, but rather an ever-changing cast of temporary moons, say the scientists. 20. Rocks can walk. Rocks can walk on Earth. At least they do at the pancake flat lake bed called Racetrack Playa in Death Valley. There, a perfect storm can move rocks sometimes weighing tens or hundreds of pounds. Most likely, ice-encrusted rocks get inundated by meltwater from the hills above the playa, according to NASA researchers. When everything's nice and slick, a stiff breeze kicks up and moves the rock. 21. People have climbed Everest without oxygen. On May 8, 1978, climbers Reinhold Messner and Peter Habeler became the first to summit Everest without the aid of oxygen, according to the journal Respiratory Physiology and Neurobiology. Messner described his feelings upon reaching the top like this: "I am nothing more than a single narrow gasping lung, floating over the mists and summits." 22. Mid-ocean ridge is the longest mountain chain. To find the world's longest mountain range, you'd have to look down, way down. It is called the mid-ocean ridge, and the underwater chain of volcanoes spans some 40,389 miles, 65,000 kilometers. According to NOAA, it rises an average of 18,000 feet, 5.5 kilometers, above the bottom of the sea. As lava erupts from the seafloor, it creates more crust, adding to the mountain chain, which stretches around the globe. 23. Coral reefs are the largest living structures. Coral reefs support the most species per unit area of any of the planet's ecosystems, rivaling rainforests. And while they are made up of tiny coral polyps, together coral reefs are the largest living structures on Earth, a community of connected organisms, with some visible even from space, according to NOAA. 24. The Mariana Trench is the deepest spot. How low can you go? According to NOAA, the deepest point on the ocean floor is 36,200 feet, 11,033 meters, below sea level in the Mariana Trench. The lowest point on Earth not covered by ocean is 8,382 feet, 2,555 meters below sea level, but good luck walking there. That spot is in the Bentley Subglacial Trench in Antarctica, buried under lots and lots of ice. 25. The Dead Sea is the lowest point on land. The lowest point on land, however, is relatively accessible. It's the Dead Sea between Jordan, Israel, and the West Bank, according to the European Space Agency, ESA. The surface of this super salty lake is 1,400 feet, 427 meters, below sea level.